My name is Ojapuska, and I will be hosting Basic User Training webinar today. Today, we're going to go through what Seidat is. This will be a short part of the webinar because mostly we're going to go into Seidat and look there what is happening. But yeah, first, what is Seidat? And then I'm going to move to the platform, and then I'm going to show you in practice how to create materials with Seidat, how to edit materials with Seidat, and then how to present them to people and how to share them to, for example, your customers. After that, we're going to also go shortly through how people view your materials. This can be while you're presenting, if you want to know how many people are viewing, or when you're sending out materials to customers, for example, offers. You might want to know if they have opened your materials or how many people have opened your materials. So this is the agenda. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Emma Ojapuska. I work as a customer success manager here at Seidat, and my mission here is to make sure all of our customers are happy with Seidat and stay happy with Seidat. I am happy to give any one of you more information about Seidat in general, if you're interested. Also, I already noticed there are some names that I know in this webinar, so hi, and nice to see you again. All right, but yeah, let's begin. First, what Seidat is. Seidat is a cloud-based sales platform. What you can do with Seidat is usually compared to PowerPoint, Google Slides, and other presentation platforms. With Seidat, you can do much more. So you can not only create materials online, but you can also present them, share them with a link, analyze the materials if you want to know, for example, who are viewing your presentations. You can also use Seidat as a proposal machine. So basically, you can also e-sign the materials you send to your customers. What Seidat does is we enable collaboration between marketing and sales teams. So the idea with Seidat is that you will have all materials in one place. It can be, for example, lead magnets. Maybe you have a guide on your website that you want people to download. Maybe you are having your sales deck that you present during sales meetings, or then training materials, other marketing materials, proposals, whatever. The idea is that everything is in same place and people can use each other presentations and other materials. Usually when we think about sales materials or specifically presentations, we only think about a sales deck. So something you present during a sales meeting. But what we think is that materials are so much more and presentations are so much more. Usually our customers create materials in Seidat, and the materials that they create are in every part of the sales process. So as we can see from the slide that I'm showing you, you can use Seidat in the beginning, before you even have a so-called sales process, when you are just creating leads. This can be on your website. For example, you have a guide there you want people to download. They will download it as a Seidat presentation, and you will know if it has been opened. Then after that, you're contacting your prospects. You send them a short intro deck. Hey, this is Emma. This is Seidat. You interested? Book a meeting here. Okay, customer opens it, thinks that, hey, this is great. I'm going to book a meeting. They can do that straight from the presentation. After that, you have a sales meeting, and then you are showing the sales deck. So the basic sales deck that everybody thinks that presentations are all about. You have that in Seidat, you present it even without a screen share, if you will. And after that, you might be sending some sort of proposals or might be meeting minutes, whatever more information material that you want to send out. This all can be sent with just one link. So idea here is that you no longer have to send out PDFs or emails with a lot of attachments. Everything can be shared with just a simple link. It is easy for the customer to open the materials, but it's also easy for the customer to share the materials within their company. All right, let's say that the customer was very interested, and then they are, hey, send me a proposal, and I am willing to buy your product. you will send the proposal with Seidat and have it e-signed through Seidat. So there's no need for other platforms. Of course, you might want to have your CRM in somewhere in the middle, and as you should have a CRM somewhere in the middle, but that can also be attached to Seidat. So if you want to automate, for example, your sales material creation, that can be done through Seidat, Zapier, or direct API. We also have a possibility to have analytics attached to Seidat and other, for example, advertisement pixels and so on. But this is something that we're not going to go through too deep today. This is something that I'm going to go through in the admin training webinar. So if you're interested in more advanced features of Seidat, then please watch the admin training webinar. All right. So as I told you, Seidat presentations can be presented without screen share, and they can be shared with a link. This happens easily as Seidat presentations can be opened with any device. I'm going to show you an example here. If I now send you a link to this presentation that I'm showing, I will send it to the Google Meet chat. Any one of you can open it. It doesn't matter if you're watching this webinar with your mobile phone, if you're watching it from your computer, doesn't matter. You have an internet connection, you can open my presentation. If one of you opened it, you will know that you cannot move from one slide to another, even if you try to swipe the screen. This is because I'm using a Seidat live share. Live share means a link that you open, your customers open. Maybe you are in an event and you're talking, and people want to look at your materials from their own phone instead of looking at a big screen. You share the materials with a live link, and once you change a slide from that link, it will be changed in the other people's computers, phones, and so on too. So with one link, you can present without any screen share. Obviously, I have a screen share here because I'm going to be training you in 5 minutes. But if I didn't have, for example, let's say Google Meet said that, hey, I'm not going to work today, then I will just give my customer a call, send them a link and say that, hey, there will be no screen share today, but I'm still going to be presenting. It is that easy. Now, what you don't know what I have been doing the whole time while I have been talking here is that I have been looking at my presentation like this, and I have been reading my notes. So with Seidat, you can have a presenter view open every time you present without people noticing. And I know presenter view is nothing, is nothing new. Many other platforms have this too, but usually you have to have two screens in order to see all the slides that you have in your presentation. With Seidat, you don't even need two screens. You can have one screen and you don't even have to share that. You can still be looking at the presenter view and changing the slides without anyone noticing. I'm going to tell you a secret. I have not been going through my slides in the organization that I had put there or in the same how they were organized before. I have been jumping from one slide to another depending on what I have been talking to you. And for me, it has been looking like this. So now you see the secret that I have been keeping. This is my whole presentation that I was preparing. I have prepared for today, and now I have been presenting it to you. And as you can see, I have not shown you each slide that I have here. But actually, these slides are very important, and you should know these things before I start training. So this is a presentation structure people are usually used to. So you have maybe 5 slides. Some people might have 100 slides in their PowerPoints. And the thing is here that you don't have these organized in any sections. You have, for example, front page, then something about the company, your solution, product, and pricing. Now, if you don't want to talk about your product, you want to talk about the pricing right after you have been talking about your company, what you do is you do this. Sorry. And then you move from one slide to another with your keyboard. And it might be a bit hard for you to even find the slide that you're looking for. Seidat presentations instead are structured like this. So we call this the matrix structure. What you have here is on the line here, you have a so-called elevator pitch, the structure of the presentation, so the things that you're gonna go through. And below each slide, you can have more information about that specific topic. So if your customer is suddenly interested in why we, this is the theme that you're gonna talk about, and they are, hey, I really wanna know why we should choose you. You can go through these slides, but if they really don't care, if they are ready to buy without you even having any arguments of why we, you can just move straight to references or to the next steps. So this will help you have your sales decks, proposals, whatever you want to have in your Seidat team organized. I know that in many sales meetings, people have a lot of slides. They are prepared to answer every question. So the slide decks might be very big. This kind of structure will help you to find the right slides in the right moments. And as I showed you before, you can always utilize the presentation view. So then you can just jump from one theme to another or one column to another without anybody noticing. I'm showing you what I'm doing, so don't be scared. This is something that you will not show to your customers. All right, one thing more before I jump into the platform. Content. So you probably have maybe text, maybe pictures, maybe videos on your slide decks, and that is absolutely fine. You can have all of that in your Seidat presentations too, but you can also have a lot more. For example, I always include my calendar in all the materials that I send to our customers. So when they open my materials, they can immediately book a time with me from the slide. How I did this is with an iframe embed. So basically any or almost any website can be embedded inside a slide. This can be your own website of your company. This can be a booking calendar. This could be, for example, a calculator. This is an example what we have done to our customers. So this is completely interactive calculator that is embedded on a slide, and it works exactly the same way as it would work on the website that is embedded here. If you have special products, for example, 3D models, 360 videos, whatever, those all can be also embedded to Seidat. There are a lot of possibilities, and if you have any more specific question about specific content that you would like to embed to Seidat, please ask me. I will read the chat, and also if you want to ask questions, you can just open your microphone and I will answer to you immediately. Also, if you don't have any questions right now, don't hesitate to contact us afterwards and ask what are the possibilities. All right. I think we could now move into the actual training part. So, as I told you before, we're going to go through how to create and edit presentations, how to present and share the materials, and then the analytics. Right now, if you have access to a Seidat team, or if you are fast, you can also create a new Seidat theme. It doesn't take long. Just go to app.seidat.com and create an account. But if you have access or if you want to try these things while I'm presenting, please do that. Because you will learn much more if you do while I show instead of you just watching and trying to remember everything I said. Anyways, we're going to send out a recording after this so you can come back to all of the things that I just said. You don't have to remember everything. But all right, I'm gonna start by showing you what Seidat looks like for most of us. You log in and you see this dashboard. In this dashboard, you will see all the presentations that your Seidat team has. So basically, what you see is every presentation that is there. Now, if you want to find your presentations, you probably think that you're going to create a folder here. But instead of folders, that we use tags. So tags work so that in here on the front page, you open this little tag icon here. And what you see there are the tags that your company or the brand manager of your team has set there. I have pinned some of these tags to the front page. So as you can see, after some of these tags, there's the little pin icon. And once you press it, it will be pinned to your front page. And now this is something that I suggest for you to do in the beginning when you start using Seidat. Tags are way easier to use when they are pinned to your dashboard, and then you also kind of remember to use them in the future too. How tags work is that you select a tag here. Let's put Emma. And now I only see presentations that are tagged with Emma tag. Now, if I want to see all Emma's proposals, I also click the proposal tag. Now I only see 3 presentations here. Now, if I want to see all the proposals Emma has made that are written in Finnish, I click on the Finnish tag, and now I only have 2. Same with English, only 1. So why we use tags instead of folders is this filtering. You can easily filter out presentations and find them more easily rather than searching through a lot of folders and trying to figure out where to find a presentation. You can also easily see all the other colleagues' presentations if they are not hidden from you. Now, presentation creation. How to start a presentation. 3 possible ways. First one is to start from the blank. So on the front page, you click create presentation, give it a name. This is gonna be Emma's deck. Add the tags that you wanna add there. So my name is Emma, so I would add Emma. I would also add maybe English and leave it to that. Okay, maybe I also add memos. This is gonna be a memo. Now, we have a name and tags, and then the last one is presentation access. So as I told you before, in Seidat, you will have the whole team's presentations in one place. And if you want to create materials that are hidden from your colleagues, it is also possible. So basically, if you want to hide your presentation from all of your colleagues or choose some of them, you click on the presentation access and edit it from here. For example, I want to hide this presentation from everybody. I click no access hidden. If I want to add my colleague here, so let's say that I want to edit this presentation together with Tim, I will add him here, give him editor rights and update permissions. Now only me and Tim will see this presentation and we can edit it. All right, create presentation. I didn't have the tag activated. Here it is, a blank presentation. That was the kind of starting from the blank page type of way to create a presentation, which is also, of course, nice thing to do if you're just starting. But most likely, you already have some materials in your Seidat team that you want to utilize, and it doesn't make any sense to start from the beginning. If we want to utilize our colleagues' materials, we can easily duplicate any presentation by clicking on the tool. Are these papers? Yes, maybe. The duplicate icon here, and then select the right tags and duplicate presentation. And now we have this presentation duplicated. Third way to create presentation is to import it from PowerPoint. So if you're just starting and you already have a lot of materials in PowerPoint, it might make sense to actually import them from PowerPoint. How you do that is that you click import PowerPoint, choose the file from your computer, and then the settings. The first one is pretty easy to understand, so slide range, which slides do you want to import? The second one is something that might need a little bit of thinking before you click on any of these buttons, but don't worry, I'm gonna explain how it works. So we have 3 importing modes here. First, editable slides. This means that once you import your PowerPoint presentation, all the elements that you have on the slides will be editable. So if you have text there, you can delete the text, you can add more text, you can fix grammar mistakes, and so on. Everything is editable and movable on the slide. Now, then we have editable slides with text as images. And this means that the slides are editable, but the text in the PowerPoint presentation will import as images to Seidat. And why would you like to use this? It is because in Seidat, every team has brand settings, which means that you can only use specific fonts, specific font sizes, specific font colors when you create presentations. So for example, in this Seidat team, I have these brand settings, so I cannot create any text that is not made with these specific text styles. Your PowerPoint presentation, although might have, for example, Comic Sans used, which you don't have in your Seidat brand settings. And once you import it, it will be changed. That is not the correct word, but forgive me. It will be changed to match some text style that you have in the brand settings. But let's say that you have a presentation where you have Comic Sans as a font, and you really, really want to have the Comic Sans in your Seidat presentation too, then you would select editable slides with text as images. Then the text box will be an image, and the Comic Sans will look exactly like Comic Sans, and it will not convert to anything that you have in your brand settings. I found the right word. But if you later on want to edit the Comic Sans text that you have there, you just double click the text box and then it is editable. The last option that we have here is slides as screenshots. So if you really want to do so-called fast and dirty solution, you just import the PowerPoint with slides as screenshots. Then the slides are screenshots. You cannot edit the content that is there. All right. That is the 3 ways how to create a presentation. Now we created one new one, duplicated one, and I showed you how to import a PowerPoint. Now we're going to go into editing a single slide. I'm going to start by editing the Emma's deck that I just created, and I click on the matrix icon here, edit presentation. And what I have here is a blank presentation with just one slide. Now, as I told you before, Seidat presentations are structured in the matrix format. And if you are just creating completely new materials, you might want to first test and see how the matrix format goes. And what I suggest for you to do is to just simply add empty slides there and there, see how it works, and then start structuring the presentation. The easiest way to do it in this view is to first name the slide. So let's say that, okay, I'm going to start from the blank. First, I might have a cover page. The next slide could be about company numbers. Maybe after that, I want to talk about the history of the company. And then I'm going to go into the product section. So product 1, product, I cannot write. Product 2, and then more info on product 2. Now we have names for the slides. Why I did that before I edited the content is because it is now easier for me to actually structure the whole presentation. Now that these slides have the name, I can move them inside the presentation as much as I like, and they can be easily also detached from the column that they were before. So you just basically click on the cross here or then these arrows here and drag the slides where you want to add them. Now, let's say that we don't have much of a graphical eye or visual eye, and I know that in my Seidat team there are already ready-made slides that I can edit, and I rather utilize them. The easiest way to add already existing slides to a new presentation is is by using the slide bank. So slide bank can be opened from here. So you put your mouse on a new slide, and then instead of clicking this button, you click Add from Slide Bank. Now it opens a slide bank where you have all the presentations that you have in your Seidat theme. First, we have here Smart Slides folder. Smart Slides are slides that are centrally managed. So if we have, for example, our core values as a smart slide, it is centrally managed. And if I make any edits to this smart slide, the changes are seen in every presentation where this smart slide is being used. So the idea of smart slides is to have your information that are on the slides always up to date. For example, if I now try to edit this smart slide, it will ask me first that, hey, are you sure you want to edit this? This has been already used in 9 presentations. If you make edits, the edits will be shown in all the presentations. No, I think that yes, I want to edit. Once I start editing, and if I do this and then I click save, it means that now in all those 9 presentations where this slide has been used, this title text will move to the left too. So the idea here is to make it easy for anyone to update materials from one place to a lot of presentations. Mostly people don't give Smart Slide Editor rights to all the users that you have in the Seidat theme, so not everybody can edit the smart slides. If you are a Smart Slide Editor, then you can go and do this, but if you are just an editor, then you can only add these slides to your presentations, but you cannot edit the content. All right, so those were smart slides, just a quick introduction to them. Please ask if I wasn't clear enough, or if you have more questions about them, I'm happy to answer. All right, so slide bank. You can select either the smart slides folder, or then you can find a presentation you want to copy a slide from. I have a master presentation here. So here we can see master slides, copy and fill. This means that I have empty slides that have already placeholder texts in my theme. Not every Seidat theme has this, but this is something that will make it easier for other people to create materials fast if you create this master presentation where you have slides that you can just copy and fill with your own text. For example, I'm not going to start from the beginning by creating a cover slide. Instead, I'm going to add this one and utilize it as a cover slide here. I delete the other empty slide. Now, if I want to start editing this one, I'm going to click on the pen icon and edit the texts, edit the logos, edit the background and everything. It is that easy to utilize other people's materials. Of course, if you want to utilize other people's materials that are already filled with the right content, you can copy them from the slide bank by first searching for the presentation. Let's take a company deck template and add key figure slides here. Now I can use that in my own presentation. And as we can see, the key figure slide has this little chain icon on the right upper corner. It means that this slide is a smart slide, and I kind of can be sure that the key figures that are on this slide are up to date because it's a smart slide and somebody else has the responsibility to update that content. All right, let's move into how to edit a single slide. I'm gonna start from a blank slide so we can see all the possibilities and all the problems that you might run into when you first create your first slide. As you can see, we have on the left side all the content options that you can add. If you want to add text, images, shapes, embed a website or a video, it happens from here. But before we start adding any text or images, we're gonna change the background image. Now, this is something that you should remember to always do in the beginning from here. So there are two options on how to add an image to a slide. It is by setting it as a background or by adding it on the slide. I'm going to show you the difference between these two. So once I set an image as a background, this opened the image bank that I have on my Seidat theme. I'm just gonna pick up this one. Beautiful picture. All right, now save. This is now a background. If I'm gonna go to another slide and add it as an image right here, and maybe I have to make it a little bit wider so it fills out the content area, and I press save. The difference between these slides is that now this one that is added as an image, it will have these empty empty areas on the sides. And the other image will be scaled according to my screen size. With a computer, it is not that visible. But for example, if I open this presentation with my tablet or my phone, the first slide where I added the image as a background will look like this, and the other one will look like this. So every time you open a Seidat presentation, it will scale the background image according to the viewer's screen size. And I think we can all agree on this, that this looks better than what this does. So that is just something to remember. Always add the background from set background image instead of adding it as an image. Now we can start adding the actual content here. First, text, maybe a title. I'm gonna just move this text box to here, make it maybe a little bit wider, and my title. Nice. Now the thing is that I can clearly see that this is way too small text, and what I want to do is I'm gonna change it to another text style I have in my brand settings. So I click here, body 20, and I click on title 80. So it will make my text as title 80 extra bold text style. Here you will have only the options that are available in your brand settings. If you are not a brand manager, you cannot edit these. So if you feel like your Seidat theme doesn't have enough font sizes, for example, please ask the brand manager from your team to add them. Most likely they have a good reason for why, let's say, font size 125 doesn't exist, because they think it doesn't look visually pleasing. And then you cannot probably have it. But always ask the brand manager for help if you don't find the correct font size you want to use. This is pretty simple. You just add text. You can edit the text from here if you want to bold it or make it italic or cursive, or if you want to add a ordered list. This is quite easy. I think we all are quite familiar with those features from other presentation tools. Now, if I want to add a little score, please don't come at me after me trying to say that word. That is very hard English word for me, so I'm sorry. But yeah, I want to bold the title text here, and how I'm gonna do it is by adding this shape here. I'm gonna change the color to something more light, and then I'm gonna make it a bit transparent from here. So now the title text is below the shape, and as I want to make it pop, I will just select here, send backward, and now I have a title text that is popping up from the slide. Very easy. If you want to add special content, so for example, you want to embed a website on your slide, it happens from here. So add iframe. I'm going to show one example. I'm going to add our own website here. So I'm just typing seidat.com here and clicking enter. And what we have here is our website that works exactly the same way as it works on the internet if I open it on my browser. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to click save and then play. And now, as we see, we have our website here. I can click any of the buttons and these will work. You might want to add, for example, your calendar, as I always add my calendar on my presentation so people can easily book times from me. Now, let's say that I'm going to send this material to a customer and I want to add their logo in my slide. Well, first I go and find the logo. So Seidat logo, we're going to use our logo, of course. Pictures, church, and then this is the right one. And I'm just gonna copy image. And now when I want to add it to this slide, I first have to add it to the image bank. So you are not able to add images or screenshots or anything straight to the slide by copy pasting them. You have to first open the image bank, click on upload, and then I'm gonna click just outside this box and press Command+V. So now it pasted the image that I just copied from the internet. Same works with screenshots. If you want to add a screenshot, you first take the screenshot. This is going to be a very unnecessary screenshot, but it works as an example. I have now the screenshot on my clipboard. I click again upload and Command+V or Control+V if you have PC. And now I have it here. I upload it to the image bank and it is now there. Now it's in the background images. Maybe I want to move it to another folder where it makes more sense. Screenshots, excellent. And now I can add it to the slide. So with Seidat, you always have to save the images to the image bank because we want to make sure that your marketing people, your salespeople, everybody can be on top of how your presentations look like. They can decide if these images are something that you should use on your presentations or not. All right. Do you guys have any questions about editing a single slide or how to edit a presentation? Or should I continue on showing how to present these and share these? I don't hear any questions, so I'm going to continue. Now, we have all the presentations here, and we want to present Emma's sales deck. How we're going to do that is that we're going to go to the sharing page. I'm going to click here, share presentation, and then I'm going to create a link. So, as I told you before, you can share any materials and present any materials without having a screen share, and it works through a link. So I clicked on create a new link, and now we have a link to be shared here. As I'm now presenting, I will click on live team. What this does is that it makes this shared link a live mode link. And what is the difference between live link and a normal link is that if I present with this link, the slides are always changed on everybody's screen if I change a slide. So I'm going to go into a sales meeting now. I created a new link. I clicked on live team. Then I just copy the link and I send it to my customers or prospects. For example, in Google Meet chat, I can send it through Teams chat. I can send it via email by clicking here, saying, hey, here's the prese, and send email. So it is very easy to share the link. You can share it with anything. Once I start presenting, I open the same link. So I click here, and now I have this presentation open. Just to show you an example, I'm gonna show how it will look like on my screen and how it will look on the customer screen. So now on the left side, we have on the right side, we have customer screen, and on the left side, we have my screen. I have opened the same link on both windows. Now, when I start presenting, I will first open the presenter view. So then I can jump from one slide to another without anybody actually noticing. And how I do that is that I press the letter P from my keyboard, P meaning presentation view. Once I do that, it opens the presenter view for me. And as you can see, the customer still doesn't see anything. You open the presenter view on your own window without the customer seeing. And if I now start presenting, I can jump from one slide to another by just clicking on the slide. I think we have all been in these situations where the customer is asking us tough questions that we were not prepared to tell on the next second. I have been in that situation. I think all of you have been sometimes in that situation. And what we usually do is that we go through the slides and are like, oh, sorry, wait a second, I wasn't ready to answer this right now. Oh yeah, here it is. What makes our platform work? Oh, sorry, rock. That was the right word. So that wasn't very smooth, wasn't it? If we want to make it smooth, we open the presenter view, change the slide from there. We started with the general cover, and then customer asks Emma, why does your platform rock? And I just click on this, and surprise, I had the slide ready as the next one. Customer will not know that you have the presentation view open, as you are not sharing this window. Now, if you have meetings online and you use Google Meet, Teams, Zoom, whatever you use, you usually share your screen. And that is absolutely okay. You can still do that with Seidat too. But one trick I'm going to show you is that never ever share your entire screen. Instead of sharing your entire screen, just share one window. And why to do that? First, it has nothing to do with Seidat. So if your computer is running out of battery and you're sharing the whole screen, the customer will know that because the notifications are showing to everybody. If your colleague is talking to you on a chat, for example, on Slack, you get a notification. The customer will see that because you're sharing the whole screen. So instead of sharing the whole screen, please share just one window. This can be done with all the possible programs that you might be using. So Teams, Meet, Zoom, whatever. And now when you're sharing just one window, you click on the button P from your keyboard. This window will not be shared. So only the window below will be shared to the customer. This might be something that you think that, hey, Emma, why are you telling me about this? This is very clear. I always share just one window. I'm telling it to you because I've seen it so many times that people share their whole screen, and I think it is still something that happens quite usual. It's fine if you have done it before. Now you at least know that you shouldn't do it anymore. All right. So that is how you present without screen share or with screen share. Easiest way, create link, copy it, and send it to the customer like this, and then they will be looking at the same slide that you are showing. And that is happening because you have set the link to a live team mode. If you want to test this out, open the link on your Seidat team to a private window. So then Seidat will not recognize it is you who opened it, and you will see exactly how the customer will see that link and the presentation. All right, so that is how you use the live link. Now let's say that the customer was very impressed with what you had shown, and because you were able to answer all their questions immediately because you used the presenter view, they want a proposal from your services. If you want, you can just click on the browse here, And now the customer that already has the link can scroll through this presentation if they want. So the difference between browse and live, same things you can see from here, is that when you have a link in the browse mode, anybody, your customer, your CEO, your colleague, your mother, can scroll to the presentation. But if you have it in the live mode, then only people inside your Seidat team can switch the slides and scroll through the presentations. And what happens here is that if one of you changes the slide, it will be changed in the viewers, browsers, and in the screen share too. Then we have another mode, Live Anyone, and this is made for those situations where the presenter is not part of your Seidat team. So let's say that you are in a customer's office, you're together selling the solution for their CEO, and your customer obviously doesn't belong to your Seidat team. Then you can click on the Live Anyone, and now even the customer can change the slide, and it will be changed on your screen and on the CEO screen too. So people outside your Seidat team can also be the presenters with this link. All right, meeting is over. You want to send out this material to the customer, so you set it to browse and copy the link, send it through an email. Hey, here's the materials you wanted me to show you. Please share it with your company if you want, and so on. That easy. What you should do here is that you should write here who you sent this link to, because otherwise you will not know who opens it. So I'm gonna write here, sent to I'm sorry for not being able to write correctly, sent to company XY, and copy link, and I've sent it. Now, when a company XY opens this presentation, I will know it. As you can see, here we have viewed 2 times. It was because I opened this link twice to an incognito window, which doesn't recognize that I am inside the Seidat team. So every time somebody outside your Seidat team opens this link, you will know. Now, this is part of the analytics that I told you about. In Seidat, we have in-app analytics, which will always tell you if a specific link has been opened. You can create as many links as you want to any presentation. It is not, you don't have like any limits on that. And you just put name here, and then you will know which people have opened the presentation. If you want to have more analytics, you can also have Google Analytics, maybe your CRM tracking, everything inside your Seidat team. But that is something that I'm not gonna dig in too deep in this webinar, and that is something that I go through in the admin training webinar. So if more analytics is interesting to you, please go and watch those admin trainings, or then contact me and I will personally tell you more of how those works. But in-app analytics work like this. Now, I didn't get to the best part yet. Of course, it is nice to see here that, okay, this link has been viewed 2 times, but do I really have time to actually find the presentation that I showed? Oh, it wasn't even this one. I think it was this one. See the link. Oh yeah, now it has been 2 times viewed. I don't have time for that. So that's why I get email notification on my link. So once I click this little alarm button here, I can select to receive notifications every time somebody opens this link. I want the notifications to myself, so I added myself as the recipient and update notification settings. Now, when a customer goes and opens this presentation, I will immediately get an email notification on my email that, hey, customer XY opened the presentation. It will look like this. Emma sales deck got a new link view. I know that it has been opened 3 times in total, and who was the one who opened company XY. So the link note will be here, and the times, how many times it has been opened, will be shown here. How is this useful? I know that our salespeople are using this a lot, as they have link notifications on all the materials that they send to our customers. And once the customers open the presentations or the materials, they will call that, hey, are you going through the materials right now? Or are you ready to buy maybe? This happened with our salesperson Heikki a few weeks ago. He called after 6 months of not hearing from a customer at all because he opened the presentation and was ready to buy. So I always suggest that please subscribe to the email notification. It will make your life a lot easier in sales. All right. So that is how you simply share a link. You can also do a lot more magic with that. So let's say that you send out an offer. You see here that, okay, the team that I have here is now being changed. Maybe Nicholas is somebody who I know that the customer hates. So I maybe don't want to show to the customer that Nicholas is working in our team, but I already shared this presentation. So what do? You can just simply go, edit the slide. I'm gonna convert this to a normal slide as it was a smart slide. And let's just delete Nicholas here. He's not needed anymore. And once I click save, the changes are happening in the link too. So now when the customer opens the link that you shared already before, they go to the team slide. Where do I find it? Way further than this. Here, Nicholas is gone. So maybe you necessarily don't, or maybe it is not very necessary to delete your team members there, but maybe you made a spelling mistake. Maybe you added a 10 too much to the price, or whatever you need to do changes. Or maybe the customer is asking, hey, can you edit the offer? You put too little amount of licenses there. I want 1,000 more. You can easily just go edit that specific presentation and say that, hey, the presentation is now edited. You can still open the same link. Simple as that. No more email attachments or anything. Also, if you want, you can make the link expire. If you have, for example, one-time offer, especially for you today, valid till the end of October, then you would select here, expiration date is the 31st of October. And once the customer tries to open this presentation after that date, they cannot. It will just show that presentation is expired. Also, if you want the customer to not to be able to see any of the materials right now, you just click on delete share. Okay. And this is what the customer will see. Presentation not found. So you have way more power over the materials you send to customers when you share them with Seidat. Of course, sometimes you might have a situation where you want people to use the PDF or people to have the PDF. Then you can always export the presentation here, export as PDF and send it as a PDF to the customer. But this is something that I don't suggest, as then you will never know who opens or if the presentation is being opened and who is it shared to. And if you want to make changes, nobody will know. So don't send out PDF. That is kind of old school. But if you want to be old school, it's okay for me too. I'm not here to judge anybody. All right. Then shortly about the last part, what you might want to have in your Seidat theme is the e-signature. So if you want the customer to be able to sign these documents, you can also have e-sign enabled in any presentation. Simply click this, update, and now, I'm gonna change the text. Sign here, update, and now once the customer opens it, it will have a sign button here. And they can e-sign the document. Once they do that, you will know. You will have a e-sign section in your Seidat theme, and here you can see who have been signing the documents, all the documents that have been sent out, and if they have been signed by everybody who you wanted the sign from. E-sign is a feature that doesn't exist in the Teams immediately, but If you want to have it enabled, please contact us through chat and we will enable it for you. All right, we have 4 minutes left. So questions, I am open for all of them. Very silent. If you have questions that are related to what I showed you, it is fine. But if you have also unrelated questions, I am very open to answer any of them. But yeah, I hope after this webinar you got an idea of how to use Seidat in your daily basis. You now know how to create a presentation, how to edit a slide, how to present with Seidat, and how to share the materials after the presentation. If you want to know more about the advanced features such as brand settings, images, smart slides, and so on, then contact us or watch the other webinars that we have in our website. All the webinars that we have can be found from Seidat Academy. So we have on our website the Academy section here. And if you're interested in any of our webinars, any other content that we create, it can be found from here. I think we got a chat question. No, it was just Evert from our marketing telling you about the next webinars. So if you're interested in how to create visually pleasing presentations, unlike the one that I just created, I know it wasn't the prettiest one, please sign up to the next webinar that Paulus is hosting. It is going to be on the 25th of October. All right. We have 2 minutes left. I am willing to answer any questions still, but if there are none, I am happy to tell you that you are now masters in creating presentations with Seidat and presenting them to people and sharing them. So I hope you learned a lot. Don't hesitate to ask any questions from us. I am almost always in the chat answering to them. You can also send me personalized messages on email or on LinkedIn, wherever. Or if you're shy and you don't want to ask anybody who is a real person, you can also find answers to all questions from our support side. Right. I guess that's it. Thank you, everyone, and see you in our next webinars.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.